What? Car Obsession is proudly supported by Carly and Draggy. Check out the video description to find out the latest discount codes. Why can't people just put pumps back? Look, what's going on here? Stay a bit. There we go, something with it. Oh, steady on.
A how-to guide on how to fill up a car.
Put the pump back's a good start.
How much do you reckon?
120.
115, I reckon.
Glug 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 glug.
Super Mario!
It's a me, a Mario!
I just realised what your t-shirt actually said. That's why I went, Super Mario!
Oh, this is so tedious.
You think, what are the most depressing, boringest things in life? Filling up a car is one of them.
And it's so demoralising because you know at the end of it you're just going to be financially abused for it.
And people tried to tell us that filling up an EV car is better than filling up a diesel or petrol car.
Well, the cost of electric's going up, so good luck with that.
But it's not even that, you have to wait like 30 times the time.
Oh, you were closest.
What do I get?
Sod all.
Look at the size of that thing. It's as big as my foot.
Well, I did have a 20 litre, but he said bring this.
You're too happy for a Saturday morning, mate.
I know the choice is very
quite tragic.
Limited.
Wait, hold on a minute. What's the choice?
You've got a bacon and cheese turnover. You've got a bacon and cheese turnover. You've got a bacon and cheese turnover.
Oh, what's up
You've
there?
got a bacon and cheese turnover, or a bacon and cheese turnover.
Oh.
Hello guys, and welcome back to Car Obsession. So this video is going to be an interesting one because I, as well as Chris, I've dragged along some luggage. I mean, a passenger and fellow driver for the trip. We are going from Worthing, which, if you don't know, is on the south coast of England, not too far from Brighton, and we are aiming for the bottom of Loch Ness. Why? Well, we are doing, you know, you're committed now, you're in the car, we are doing a fuel economy challenge in my V6 diesel Audi A6, otherwise known as Ewan. Theoretically, this car has a range of 580 miles, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a long drive, but like I said, I've got some ballast. I mean, passenger and fellow driver in the form of Chris from Pocket Rockets, and also our joint channel. Be sure to give that a look, ThoseTwoCarGuys, which I know has been a bit quiet, but hopefully that will change in due course. Chris, any words from you?
Can I go home?
You can, but tomorrow you can go home.
How long is this journey going to take?
About 10.5 hours. It'd be fine. Mate, blink and we'll be there. So, behind me, I have what I've dubbed the carrier bag of doom, because it has a 5 litre jerry can in there for emergency situations. I'm confident we'll make it. I'm so confident. I think we're going to get to the bottom of Loch Ness and go, you know what, we can go further. Let's find the Loch Ness monster.
Could you imagine that we could do this whole trip without stopping? It would be amazing, wouldn't it?
One of us is going to need a wee at some point.
Yeah, but if you think about it,
we
stopped about how many times in the Mac 1?
The
Mach-E. How many times did we stop in the Mach-E? About 6 times?
1 million times, because to charge the damn thing. Alright, I don't want to go that route, because that's...
So our moral of the story, guys, is you going by a almost 20-year-old Audi diesel.
Exactly.
You're good with life.
And with that,
Time to strangle Aaron.
We shall set sail. So you join us on the fearsome M25, and for once, it's not the world's It's not the world's biggest car park. The range has gone up rather considerably. So 650 miles.
Whoa.
650.
And how many miles have we done?
Gotta get to John O'Groats. So we've done, I would say, so I was about to say 50, 60 maybe, give or take.
Yeah.
So far, things are looking rosy. How you doing? We've not had breakfast actually, but we're still going strong.
Considering I've been up at 4:30 in the morning and travelled from Essex to Worthing, I'm actually not that bad, mate.
Feeling good.
Yeah. Very smooth. Ewan's it's actually a very nice place to be. Considering, again, bringing up the Mackie, we're just throwing shots at the Mackie all the time, because that thing which generally gives us nightmares even to this day.
Yeah.
Like, this is so much more comfortable as well. Do you remember with the Mackie, it was like, it bounced quite a bit, didn't it?
The ride was pretty shocking.
Yeah.
So we've covered about 110, 150 miles, and that's done a quarter of a tank. Now, interestingly, according to the trip computer, at present we have a range of 620 miles, which, doing some quick maths, that doesn't quite add up quite literally, because if we've done about, let's say, 115 miles on a quarter of a tank, well, times that by 4, that gives you 460. So for us to have 620
it's not even
miles
near its officially claimed range, is it?
No, it's not. Now, Ewan did have some problems with the fuel gauge, but that's been fixed. There was a problem with the fuel pump. At some point, someone has replaced it and they didn't fit it properly, so it wasn't, the sender wasn't lined up properly. That's been rectified, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see how far we get. When I look at the trip computer, things are looking rosy. Looking at the fuel gauge, not so rosy. But that's why we're doing this. We want to see how far we can actually get. Got Silverstone up here. Should we?
Yeah.
Pop in, do a cheeky few laps.
Should bolt on some semi-slicks on this.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about doing that with Keith. Bolting on a set of AL1.
Why?
Why not? Can you imagine taking curb and Keith with AL1s? It'd be nuts. It'd be flat out everywhere, wouldn't it?
Now, on the topic of tyres, now of course tyres can be a big help or a hindrance when it comes to fuel economy. Now, unfortunately, on Ewan, he is wearing Dunlop winter tyres. You may think, why on earth have you put winter tyres? Well, that's how I bought the car. I would have replaced them, but they've still got plenty of tread on them. And granted, they're not really the best kind of tyres for what we're doing. But yeah,
it's a bit late for another Goodyear sponsor, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, things are going really well. What?
We're coming!
Google Maps has kind of shafted us. So we're now on the M6 near Birmingham. Also known as the UK's beauty spot. And yeah, we are in
25 minutes of...
Yeah, essentially stop-start traffic. And I was just saying to Chris off camera, I bet you we'll get to the end and there's no reason for all this traffic. It'll just go up to 70 miles per hour and everything will be as it was.
Bin bag and a hard shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. So at this moment in time, the trip computer is saying I've got 465 miles of range, which may sound a bit alarming, but this traffic's not helping. The fuel gauge is, I'd say, a little over half, between half and 3/4, if that makes sense. We've covered 193 miles, so almost 200 miles. Hello, so as you can tell, I'm in the passenger seat. Believe me, I wouldn't be doing this if I was driving. And that means Chris is in the hot seat, the driver's seat.
Autopilot, what are you talking about?
It's autonomous, who knew? Right, so we are still on the M6 and will be for a very, very long time. In fact, if I just bring this down, you'll see we're going to be on here for another 149 miles. Wow. Now, this is a rather crucial update because we have now ticked over half a tank. I don't think I'm quite going to be able to show you. Oh, the armrest just fell down. Yeah, as you can kind of see, I know it's a little bit shaky. There we go, we are now at half a tank. And we have covered about 310 miles. Now, we're staying in a hotel in Fort William, and that is, so we've got 265 miles left, but from there, from Fort William to Fort Augustus, which is pretty much at the foot of Loch Ness, is an additional 30 or so miles. So what's that? Some quick math. So that's 294 miles, give or take. So theoretically, I would say
we're in rubbish out, aren't we?
We should be able to make that. Now, of course, Chris actually made a good point off camera. As much as we've tried to kind of predict how far we can get, one thing we haven't factored in is the undulations, elevations, and that was something that we got caught out by when we had the Mackie, because as soon as we hit Scotland, it was just so hilly, and that really damaged the range. Now, of course, we're not in an electric car, thank God, so we don't really have that issue as such. But yeah, things are looking good.
So, seeing as Aaron is driving, we are now in the deep bellows of Scotland.
Scotland!
And
we want our freedom!
And as you can see, the weather has greeted us in true Scottish fashion.
Yeah.
Rain. And me being an idiot, because we've had quite a strong summer, I haven't brought a coat. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. But, forget the coat, look at the view. We've just got into this bit out of the trees. Oh, it's awesome. Honestly, if you've never been to Scotland before,
Why?
Exactly, why? But if you haven't, we'll let you off. Just get down at some point and do it. Forget about the weather.
Well, get up.
Well, yeah, get up. Yeah. Get up and just enjoy it. Like, even if you've got the most scrappy of cars like what we're in now.
Excuse me? Feel free to get out and walk the rest of the way.
Yeah, honestly, no matter the car you come in, you just enjoy it, just for the scenery alone.
It's beautiful.
Granted,
beautiful.
you could do the same sort of distance and go and enjoy a French Alp, but why would you when you could just drive, not worry about borders or anything like that, just get through
passports.
Yeah, exactly, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so we are about an hour and 10 minutes away from where we've set.
Yeah, so from our overnight stay, which is Fort William.
And we're obviously well in the grasp of going to Fort. What is it? Fort
Augustus.
Augustus, yeah. That's the one. Yeah.
We are going to find the Loch Ness monster, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah.
if I was blindfolded and I was driving, I wouldn't think I was in a £1,500 Audi.
I would sincerely hope you wouldn't be driving whilst
it'd be
blindfolded.
impossible, but you get my drift.
You know, you're not Dynamo the Magician.
Yeah, you get my drift though. Like, this thing is for what you've bought it for, the amount of miles on the clock, and the fact that we've done almost 600 miles in the thing, and it's been like faultless the whole way.
Look at us. Do we look drained? No. Do we look like ready for bed? No.
Well, I am, but that's another story.
But you've done more driving because you had to drive to me, didn't you?
Yeah, but no, honestly, it's a true testament, the fact that you can go and pick up a car for this very little money, and there is more risk of it in terms of like reliability and mechanical stuff, but if you're got your head screwed on, you can find something decent like this, or Keith, even though Keith is having a problem at the moment.
Yeah, won't talk about that.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? And the fact that we're such a throwaway society, like, someone traded this car in because they didn't want it anymore, and you just beg the question why.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I don't know what I haven't got much more to say really in terms of.
So, on the clock, on the trip computer, we've done almost 530 miles. Our range left apparently is 150 miles. The actual miles we've got left to cover is about 80. So I think we're quite safe to say that. Obviously, I'm not going to drink, so I'm not going to say anything. We have made it to Fort Augustus, and that means we have reached Loch Ness. Petrol station there. So, whilst we find somewhere to park up, take one or two photos, I think we should sum up the drive. Actually, let's talk about the fuel. That's obviously the key point of this video. So, yes, well done. No fires on you. So according to the trip computer, I've got 80 miles left, which is phenomenal. And I actually think that is accurate. I'll just drop down to 75. But anyway, the petrol gauge, the fuel gauge, not petrol, as you said, it's diesel. The fuel gauge is still looking healthy. It hasn't dropped down into the red. I haven't got a fuel light on.
In 300 yards, turn right onto A82.
Yeah, I am actually quite staggered. I was confident we'd make it here.
Yeah.
But I didn't think we'd make it here with so much fuel to spare.
Really?
No.
Oh, I did.
Oh, Mr. Competent. I thought it was going to be squeaky bum time. And to be fair, the last few miles were...
Squeaky bum time and you had a 5 litre jerry.
No, but you know what I mean though. Am I going right here?
Yeah, right, yeah.
And to be fair, the last few miles, I've not been driving economically because I've been enjoying what's been...
You're not in 50 miles, you haven't driven economically.
I've been enjoying what's been a pretty good stretch of road.
Yeah, it's good scenic route, isn't it?
Yeah. Lovely views, which hopefully you've seen in the B-roll.
Right. We go over that bridge, and then the next left.
Yeah. So what we will do to make things a bit more scientific is that fuel station there will brim the tank again and work out how much we've used. According to the trip computer, according to the trip computer, our MPG has been 48.6, and in fact it's been 48.6 for quite some time.
Hey. That's a sticker, isn't it? You can build that back. It says 13 to the gallon.
No, come on, let's be sensible. If it's 13, we wouldn't have got it.
Yeah, true.
Well, not without refueling anyway.
Right, what do we reckon? I reckon minimum 15 litres. We're still in there.
188 bargain.
Take a mortgage out on your flat, mate.
And it's slow as well.
Oh.
Right. So that's 52.94 litres. So right, we need to do this, right?
You should get a receipt from in here.
Right, that's one. So
Give me your money.
right, let's start. Keep them safe, bad boy. Right. So obviously £100 for the first lot. Let's see what this lot is. So 52.94.
That's 12.87.
So let's call that, to make it easier, let's call it 53 and 13. So that's, oh, receipts, don't get those. So that's 66. Yeah.
Thank you. Give me your money. Oh. Good boy, Ewan. You beast. Whee.
So then, we made it! Oh, Chris is half asleep.
Yeah.
We are here at Loch Ness. Yeah, we made it. But Nessie is nowhere to be found. Maybe she's sleeping.
Hold on a minute.
Who knows? What?
I'm sitting next to her.
Funny guy, funny guy. So yes, we have made it with fuel to spare. So Chris has done some quick calculations. The trip computer was stating we were doing 48.6 when in fact we weren't far off. We were doing 42.1.
Yeah, correct.
So pretty good. Now, given the fact that this has an 80 litre fuel tank, so that's 17.77 gallons.
Yeah.
So 42.1 times 17.77 gave us 748 miles.
38.
738.
Yeah. No, 748 miles. Yeah.
748 miles we could have done on this tank of fuel at 42.1 mpg.
Which is nuts.
So how much what did we cover in total?
610 miles.
So in total we covered 610 miles, which is 30 more than the official figure of 580. And if we had continued, we could have done an extra 138 miles. Yeah. So there we go. Not bad for.
It's crazy.
Not bad for an old V6 diesel. And to reflect on the drive itself, bearing in mind we've been on the road for about 11 hours.
Yeah.
I know we had one or two breaks, but I would say it's been far from arduous. I feel quite refreshed, as you can see from my mannerisms. I'm still quite perky. I can't speak for this one here, but never mind.
I've been up since 4:30 in the morning, and we are now 8:30.
Oh, it's okay, princess. It's okay. So yeah, I'm genuinely staggered by how well Ewan has done, as have me and Chris, because obviously we had to make sure that we drove the car economically. Although the last bit of this journey, there were some good roads, and yeah, I knew we had enough fuel to get here, so I enjoyed the road a little bit, didn't I?
If we were conservative still, I reckon we could have got to Inverness. If not, a bit further on.
I reckon even more delicate with the throttle. We dare I say we could have maybe got 800 miles from the tank, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely phenomenal for a great big thumping old, dirty V6 diesel to get that kind of fuel economy.
So what's the moral of the story? If you
buy an old diesel.
And if you have an old diesel, keep it. Do not go woke on us and go and get an EV, because we've already taught you that EVs are bad for you.
But yeah, genuinely staggered. We're now gonna go to our overnight stay. This one here can get some beauty sleep, and my word, he needs a lot of it just by looking at him. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been such an experience. It's been really good, and it's been fantastic to have my best friend along for the ride. And Chris has also joined me. So well done, Ewan. No, genuinely, it's been great having Chris along. Thanks
for having me, mate. I'm back on car obsession. It's been a while.
He's dedicated his time for what has been a long drive, but a pretty pleasant drive, apart from the hiccup on the M42, of course. But anyway, I'm waffling. If you have enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to our joint channel, Those Two Car Guys, and Chris's channel, Pocket Rockets. But yes, if you have enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time, guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.
Come on, boy. Let's give Ewan a hug. Oh, I'm 30.
He's nice and warm. He's nice and warm. Oh, that's a treat. Go on, the lad. There's Nessie. Oh no, no, it's just a duck. Just a duck. Never mind.